cooked up some Don Da Don Season 2 heat. And as you can see, I done cooked up a fairly long video as I'll be covering episodes 1 through 7. Also, I finished watching episode 8 today, so if y'all rocking with Don Da Don Season 2, let me know by getting this video to 1,000 likes within 24 hours. And the episode 8 review will be out by tomorrow, which I had planned on getting it done and out by tonight. But I decided to let this video marinate overnight while y'all run up that like button. Y'all went crazy and reached that like goal last video, can y'all do it again? Now grab your golden Oreos and pink lemonade. Them shits fire. Now on with the heat. So the scene opens up with Mama Ayase chilling in a hot spring where these 5 men pulled up. Niggas swear they was stealthy like, bro, we see you. You are not fooling anyone. And one of them grabbed hold of her arm, so Momo used her powers to get that nigga off of her. Then suddenly the fence falls on some of the others while one still persistent as hell until the building wall collapsed on his ass. And whole time Turbo Granny, who snuck into Momo's backpack after finding out that they were going to, but it made sense. And with that, Okarun caused the house to shatter, and look at bro straight aura forming. He has no reason to stay holding that pose. After that was said and done, Okarun runs into Turbo Granny, who remains stuck in the goo, so Okarun tries to save her, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Momo started a fire in order for firefighters to show up and flood the house, in order for water to go on the ground and wet up the Korogari, forcing it to escape to the surface for air, but to then be exposed to sunlight, as she used the knowledge she gained on earthworms from Gigi back when they were kids. So the Korogari hid behind the remains of the house to avoid sunlight, but Momo puts a stop to it, and the Korogari gets burned to crisp and spits out on the other side of things. We see Afro Granny, who's heated as hell at Momo for foiling her plans, and turns out the whole time Afro Granny was an alien in disguise known as the Subterraneans. So Momo and Okarun makes their way to school as Momo's friends Miko and Muko tags along. And Miko shows Momo the volcano incident that's all over the news along with the UFO being spotted, which threw Momo off because she expected for her to mention the giant earthworm. So the gang now makes it to school, and Aira feels bad for what she done to Momo and don't want the class to bash Momo, but Momo, being a good friend, gets Aira out of that uncomfortable situation and takes her along to talk, as she asks Okarun and Aira to stay at her place as she's worried about her granny and Manjiro being unable to get any sleep due to watching Gigi. So Momo would need their help to watch over Gigi, which they didn't hesitate to accept the offer. Meanwhile, Gigi is now able to move freely without having to wear Tara as a shield and was told to use hot water only. Moments later, as the gang were having dinner, Seiko asked Okarun to pass the soy sauce, which he made a close call, but she wanted the other one, and unfortunately second times were charm as soy sauce got on Gigi's hand, causing Evil Eye to take over and destroy the house, so Momo put a stop to him. And bruh, I said it once and I'ma say it again, Seiko Ayase is the baddest granny in anime. And with her hair down makes the statement even truer. Bruh, I said it once and I'ma say it again, Seiko Ayase is the baddest granny in anime. And with her hair down makes the statement even truer. But yeah, the Ayase is the baddest granny in anime. And with her hair down makes the statement even truer. But yeah, the Heihachi that Seiko called upon showed up to perform the exorcism ritual on Gigi. So they set everything up as they're gonna perform a song because they have the power to make their sound break through the spirit world. And with everything now set up, they started the performance, which was a little rocky at the start, but I knew they was gonna lock in real soon, and that they did. Them niggas had the whole gang turned up, even had Seiko moving crazy, hyped as hell. And I'm not gonna lie, I was in my room going crazy too. These niggas really like that. Cause that's what friends are for, which Momo's on the same page as well as Aira. But unfortunately it starts to rain as Gigi was going in to give Okarun a hug, so he turns into Evil Eye and rocked Okarun, and the Heihachi takes their lead. Now Gigi's undergoing training to be able to control his spirit energy to then be able to handle Evil Eye all on his own. Later that night, as the gang were asleep, Gigi wakes up to go to the bathroom as Okarun follow behind to keep watch, making sure he don't come in contact with any cold water. And as he does, they started chatting, and Gigi apologizes for causing damage to the house, which Okarun told bro don't trip as he used to be in the same predicament when Turbo Granny took over his body. But Seiko and Momo went out of their way to help him. And from then on, Okarun aspires to be as cool as Seiko. The next morning, as the gang eat their breakfast and heads to school while Gigi remains at the crib to be watched, Momo's at school talking to her friends Miko and Muko, telling them how she wants to get a job in order to earn enough money to fix her house, which Muko states that Riruna's job is looking for part-time help, which Miko states that she works at a restaurant, and Momo wants Miko to let Riruna know that she's down to work. But Miko reminds Momo how she never stick with started her part-time job at. And with Momo and Okarun seeing each other, Momo feels embarrassed and Okarun being awkward as per usual and tried to dip, but Miko and Muko was not about to let bro leave. Meanwhile, Momo couldn't even look in Okarun's direction due to how embarrassed she was. So they ordered drinks and Miko and Muko was giving Momo a hard time. And once that was said and done, they posed for the camera with a Dragon Ball reference as they perform a hard version of Tien Shinhan's Neo Tri-Beam. You love to see it. So Miko and Muko takes their leave, meanwhile Okarun planned on waiting outside for Momo during her entire shift. But Momo told bro she'll be okay, so he takes his leave. Meanwhile, Momo continued to work as she constantly eyed the clock ready to leave. And once her shift was over, she starts to head back home when Okarun, being a real nigga, pulled back up for her, as he can't let let a lady walk home alone. W mans. Meanwhile, back at the crib, Gigi attempts to see if he can withstand room temperature liquids without Evil Eye taking over. So Seiko puts a drop of soy sauce on his hand, which Gigi manages to remain in control. Meanwhile, Momo and Okarun makes it back to the crib as Momo lets Seiko know that she's late due to being at her part-time job, which Seiko is just now hearing about. So Momo grabs hot water. Meanwhile, Gigi and Aira got too excited and end up bumping into one another, causing Aira to spill her drink on Gigi, which put Evil Eye back in control, which they tried to pour hot water on him but to no avail. And so Evil Eye bonded Momo to where she couldn't have access to her flask of hot water, and Seiko was unable to break the barrier. So Evil Eye tries to boom Momo as Okarun's heated to the max, but Momo stops Evil Eye, but he's persistent and started choking her. So she ends up spitting hot water on Evil Eye. As she took a sip of the hot water, she grabbed the moment she walked into the house and never swallowed it. So Gigi feels bad about the situation, but Momo understands that it's not his fault, but Okarun don't give a damn and pushes Gigi out the way to check up on Momo. And again, Gigi feels terrible about what just occurred, but Seiko lets him know that it's not his fault. And Aira his fault, but Okarun don't give a damn and pushes Gigi out the way to check up on Momo. And again, Gigi feels terrible about what just occurred, but Seiko lets him know that it's not his fault. And Aira feels bad for causing that to happen, but Momo's like, don't trip, things happen. Meanwhile, Okarun is seeking to get stronger as he don't want anything like this to ever happen again. So he goes to see Mantigian, who is disguised as a human as he works at a farm, which Okarun is seeking to be Mantigian's apprentice and learn how to throw a punch, but Mantigian is too much of a pacifist. So Okarun takes his leave. Meanwhile, Seiko and Manjiro was discussing the incident, as Manjiro wants to call the Heihachi performers, and says that if Seiko don't want to do the ritual prayer, he'll do it himself, and was about to head back in the crib as he lets Seiko know that he'll contact them. But Seiko's like, as an adult, you want to burden yourself with all the kids' trouble so you can tell them to do whatever they like, which Manjiro's like, it's the responsibility of an adult to know that she's demonstrating his combat rhythm, and states that Evil Eye can perform 4 times as much actions within that single instant, which is called a force switch. And Turbo Granny states that Aira using Acro Silky's power is a force switch as well, and Evil Eye adding his cursed house's attack will make him a 10 switch. And after Turbo Granny finishes up her explanation, a note end up being played which wasn't played by Turbo Granny, as they then see a spirit with a bobblehead sitting at the piano staring at them. And once it played another note, a gang of musicians popped out the cut. And yeah, those Don Da Don season 2 episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in all its greatness. You already know these episodes are absolutely pure heat. A solid 10 out of 10 for me, cause Don Da Don never miss. Now, with that being said, if you made it this far, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and we moving. Also, I'm taking recommendations, bro, so hit the comments. And more heat on the way.